Hello everyone, and welcome back. I'm Sam, and I'm excited to dive into today's topic with you. In our last session, we mapped out the entire cast of characters in a technology organization. We met the builders, the guardians, and the navigators, and we understood the specific roles and functions they perform. The purpose of that session was to see all the individual parts. But let me ask you a question. If you assemble a band with the world's best guitarist, the world's best drummer, and the world's best singer, are you guaranteed to get a hit record? Not at all. If they don't listen to each other, if they can't agree on the tempo, if they don't share the same vision for the song, all you'll get is noise. That brings us perfectly to our objective for today. We are here to understand K8, how teams work effectively to produce digital and technology solutions. Today is all about that magic ingredient. It's not about individual brilliance, it's about collective success. It's the how. How do we create an environment where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts? By the end of this session, you will be able to identify the key characteristics of an effective team and, more importantly, know how to start applying these principles in your own workplace to gather powerful evidence for your portfolio. So, let's get focused, as this is one of the most crucial skills for your entire career. Before we go any further, we need to be crystal clear on what we mean by effectively. This single word carries a lot of weight. It's not just about finishing a project. An ineffective team can finish a project that nobody wants, that's full of bugs, is 6 months late, and leaves the entire team exhausted and ready to quit. That's not success. An effective team, on the other hand, delivers consistently across 4 crucial areas. First, value. Are we building the right solution that actually solves a real problem for our users and achieves the business's goals? It's about impact. Second, quality. Is the solution we're building well crafted, secure, reliable, and easy to maintain? It's about craftsmanship. Third, predictability. Do we have a track record of delivering on our commitments? Do we meet our deadlines and stay within our budget? It's about trust. Third, predictability. Do we have a track record of delivering on? And fourth, and perhaps most importantly, sustainability. Is our way of working healthy? Can we keep this up for the long haul, or are we burning out our most valuable asset, our people? It's about resilience. Think of an effective surgical team. They have to get all 4 right. They perform the correct procedure with incredible skill on a tight schedule, and they have to be able to do it all again tomorrow. That's what true effectiveness looks like. Our commitments. Do we meet our deadlines and stay within our budget? It's about trust. If we are going to build a house for our effective team, we have to start with the foundation. And the absolute bedrock, the single most important factor identified by years of research, is psychological safety. So what is it? It's a shared belief held by every member of the team that it's okay to be vulnerable, to be human. It's the feeling that you can ask a question that you think might sound silly, that you can admit you made a mistake, or that you can respectfully challenge an idea from the most senior person in the room, all without fear of being punished, shamed, or humiliated. It's an environment where you can bring your whole self to work. Why is this so critical? Because the opposite of psychological safety is silence. When people are afraid, they don't speak up. They don't flag a risk they've spotted. They don't share a creative but half-formed idea. They don't ask for clarification and then make an incorrect assumption. Without safety, you can't have the honest, challenging conversations that are necessary to build great things. Let me ask you to reflect for a moment. Have you ever been in a meeting and had a question, but you stayed silent because you were worried you might look stupid? That feeling is the enemy of an effective team. If psychological safety is the foundation, then the engine that drives the team forward is a combination of clear communication and shared goals. First, clear communication. Effective teams are intentional about how they communicate. They practice active listening, listening to understand, not just to formulate a reply. They establish clear channels for different types of information. Maybe Slack is for urgent questions, while the project's wiki is the single source of truth for documentation. They strive to create a shared understanding. Second, shared goals. This is about alignment. On a great team, every single person, from the most junior apprentice to the most senior architect, can tell you what the team's primary objective is. They understand the why behind their individual tasks. This shared purpose is incredibly powerful. It provides the motivation and the direction needed to navigate complex projects. When everyone knows the destination, they can help each other steer the ship. The analogy of a high-pressure professional kitchen is perfect. The head chef calls out the order, that's the shared goal. The cooks and servers communicate constantly with short, precise language to coordinate their complex dance. Without both of those things, you just get chaos and burnt food. So how do we put all this into practice? Great teams don't just rely on good intentions, they use a framework, a process designed to make them effective. And as we learned in K5, the Agile frameworks like Scrum provide exactly that. Think about the ceremonies or meetings in Scrum. They are not just meetings for the sake of it, each one is a tool for building effectiveness. Sprint planning creates a clear, achievable, shared goal for the next 2 weeks. The daily Scrum is a powerful ritual for daily communication and for identifying and removing blockers quickly. The sprint review is a vital feedback loop with stakeholders that ensures we are building a valuable product. But the most important meeting for team effectiveness is the sprint retrospective. This is the team's dedicated time to work on the team, not just in the team. In a psychologically safe environment, the team asks 3 simple but powerful questions: what went well that we should continue doing? What didn't go so well that we should stop doing? And what will we try to do differently in the next sprint to improve? This is the engine of continuous improvement. I want to address a common myth, a bias we often have. We tend to think that great teams are always happy and harmonious, and that they never disagree. This is completely wrong. In my experience, the best teams argue and debate constantly. The key is that they engage in healthy conflict. Let's be clear about the difference. Unhealthy conflict is personal. It's focused on blame. It sounds like, "That's a terrible idea," or "It's your fault this broke." This kind of conflict destroys psychological safety and makes people afraid to contribute. Healthy conflict, on the other hand, is about ideas, not people. It's a passionate but respectful debate focused on finding the best possible solution for the business and the customer. It sounds like, "I understand your approach, but I'm concerned about the security implications. Could we explore an alternative?" This kind of conflict is essential for innovation. It's how we pressure test our ideas and find the flaws in our thinking before they become expensive mistakes. Effective teams don't avoid disagreement, they encourage it, but they have clear rules of engagement to keep it respectful and constructive. Let's bring this right back to you and your career path. I want to be very clear, being a great team player is a skill you can learn, and it is just as important as any technical skill you will acquire on this program. For Chloe, our future software engineer, your coding ability will get you your first job. But your ability to make the entire team more effective is what will get you promoted. When you start mentoring others, improving the team's processes, and communicating clearly with stakeholders, you are demonstrating the behaviors of a tech lead. Leadership isn't about being the best coder, it's about raising the performance of the whole team. For Ben, our future data analyst, the good news is that effective teams are highly structured. They have clear goals, defined roles, and predictable ceremonies like the daily Scrum. This environment is designed to reduce the ambiguity and confusion that can be so stressful, allowing you to focus your deep concentration on the analytical tasks where you excel. And for Aisha, our future IT consultant, this is a golden opportunity. Clients will hire you to solve a technical problem, but very often, the root cause is that their teams are not working effectively. If you can spot these issues, like a blame culture or unclear goals, and gently advise them on how to improve their teamwork, you elevate yourself from a simple technician to a true, high-value business advisor. Let's get practical. How can you start developing these skills and gathering evidence for your portfolio? K8 is assessed through your professional discussion, which is underpinned by your portfolio, so having strong examples is key. Here are 3 simple but powerful actions you can take. First, be a better listener. In your very next team meeting, set yourself a challenge. Instead of thinking about what you're going to say next, focus entirely on what someone else is saying. Then, try to summarize their point back to them. This shows you're engaged and helps create clarity for everyone. Second, contribute to a shared goal. Look at your team's task board. Is there a task that someone is stuck on? Is there a small job that nobody wants to do? Volunteer, offer to help. Then, in your portfolio, write a short entry about how you proactively help the team move forward on its goals. Third, observe the retrospective. The retrospective meeting is pure gold for K8 evidence. If your team has one, listen carefully. What is one improvement the team committed to making in the next sprint? Write a short reflection on that decision. Why do you think it will help the team be more effective? This shows an assessor that you understand the mechanics of high-performing teams. To help you remember today's key concepts, think of it as your personal teamwork toolkit that you can take with you into any meeting or project. First, you have your foundation, psychological safety. Your job is to contribute to it. Be the person who asks questions and makes it safe for others to do the same. Next, you have the engine, clear communication and shared goals. Your action here is to practice listening more than you speak and to always make sure you understand the why behind your tasks. Then, you have the framework, Agile processes. The easiest way to engage here is to participate fully and honestly in your team's retrospectives. It's the dedicated time for improvement. And finally, the fuel for that engine is healthy conflict. Your role is to learn how to challenge ideas respectfully and to separate the idea from the person who suggested it. Using this toolkit will make you an invaluable member of any team. Let's do a quick summary of our session. Today, we've pulled back the curtain on what makes a technology team truly effective. We've learned that it's not magic or luck, it's a set of skills and behaviors. It starts with a foundation of psychological safety, and it's powered by the engine of clear communication and shared goals. We've seen how structured processes like Scrum help to foster these conditions, and how even conflict, when it's healthy and respectful, can make a team stronger. Your mission for this week is to consciously practice being a great teammate. Just choose one of the actions from slide 8. Take one small, deliberate step to improve your listening, help a colleague, or observe your team's process. This topic leads us perfectly into our next session, where we will discuss K9, the concepts and principles of leadership. Because great teams are always built and nurtured by great leaders. Thank you for your fantastic engagement today. You've learned about the most powerful and valuable engine in any company. Well done.